I'd like to introduce you to the Trustworthy Selling model. Trustworthy Selling is an approach to the marketplace and the sales process that engages prospects and clients on their terms. It's not only a mindset, but it's also a methodology, one that's designed to reduce relationship tension and make deeper connections with potential clients. The language you use in the process will make the difference between a successful close and another delay in taking action. The process is the unique value proposition that you bring to the table for consumers. You provide them an opportunity to experience what it's like to have someone want to know about their family, their life, and what's important to them, to really understand them at a deep and meaningful level. The left axis of the model represents the amount of effort involved in each stage of the Trustworthy Selling process. As you will see, the most effort and hard work is involved on the front end and decreases as you proceed through the sales process. The axis across the bottom represents the amount of time that elapses during the sales process. For some people, this could be 1 week. For others, it could be 2 months or more. You'll also notice the amount of relationship tension is highest at the beginning of the process when we meet potential clients for the first time. This is also the stage at which trust between you and the prospect is the lowest. Now, this is understandable because it's the first time you've met and you haven't had an opportunity to expand the relationship. As you proceed through the Trustworthy Selling process, you'll see that relationship tension continues to decrease and trust should continue to evolve and increase with each encounter. But remember, this can only happen if you apply the skills and language you'll be learning during each step of the process. As we take a closer look at the steps in the process, you'll see business development as the first phase. This is the phase where you're looking to be introduced to others on a favorable basis. This phase has traditionally been called prospecting in the industry. As you'll see in our module on business development, this phase involves much more than just prospecting. There's a strong emphasis on referred leads and networking as a means to expanding your circle of influence. It's a mindset and strategy that requires contemporary, tactical execution. It also requires using language that truly resonates with consumers and creates the trust needed to forge deeper relationships. Business development requires the most amount of effort in the sales process. It's one of the primary reasons so many producers typically fail in the business: lack of quantity and quality of favorable introductions. The most successful people in our business are not necessarily the best salespeople, they are the best at getting favorable introductions. The next phase of the Trustworthy Selling process is engagement. Many sales training programs exclude this step and move right into collaborative discovery, or what's been traditionally referred to as fact-finding in our business. Our approach is different. We feel mastering the rules of engagement is just as critical as any other phase in the Trustworthy Selling process. This is where you're able to break consumers' preoccupation and get their attention by using language that will compel them to stop and pay attention. It's the phase in the process where you build rapport and includes both telephone and face-to-face engagement. It's also the step in the Trustworthy Selling process where you make a positive first impression and begin to decrease relationship tension and increase trust. This leads us to the next phase in the process, collaborative discovery. The sale is truly made in the collaborative discovery process, and this is where a meaningful relationship is established. Through spot-on, intelligent questions and trustworthy listening, you're able to identify the things that are most important in someone's life. You're able to get them off of the treadmill of life and help them to spend some time thinking about what their true desires are personally, professionally, and financially. To get past the superficial conversations and understand what makes this person tick at a deep and meaningful level. This leads us to the next phase in the process, gaining commitment. If you follow the Trustworthy Selling approach to collaborative discovery, then gaining commitment should just become the next natural step in the sales process. It shouldn't feel like you're closing at all. It's the stage where you present your solutions using language that simplifies and expedites the decision-making process. You're implementing solutions based on what the potential client told you was important to them, not what's important to you. The culmination of gaining commitment is where relationship tension should be the lowest and trust should be the highest. It's not closing a sale, but gaining a client by opening a relationship. The point at which the sale is made and someone becomes a client is where trust continues to evolve and tension continues to decrease as you develop an enduring relationship with that person. This is where you continue to nurture and deepen the relationship on an ongoing basis. This is also the source for repeat sales and cross-selling opportunities, which takes the financial professional back to the review process and updated collaborative discoveries. We know from research that it takes about 20 hours to make an initial sale, but only 4 hours to make a repeat sale to that same client. So the profit is in the ongoing relationship, not the one-time sale. When looking at the typical sales process that's being followed by most financial professionals today, you'll see that very little time or emphasis is spent on the front end of the process, in particular in the collaborative discovery phase. Therefore, the closing appointment becomes the stereotypical hard sale or product pitch. And this is where many financial professionals end up validating the negative preconceived notion that there's a lack of trustworthiness in the marketplace.